Hello everyone, today I'm going to be talking about cell equations in Microsoft Excel 2010. To start an equation, first you need some values, and let's say we want to take the average. What you want to do is hit equals average and then open parentheses and choose the values you would like to be in the average, and then close the parentheses, enter, and it goes ahead and takes the average of all the numbers. Then if you would want to get the average of the other two columns, you can just grab the cell that your formula is in and drag it over, and it will automatically take the average of both cells. Another useful equation is called sum, for when you want the total of something. Do the same thing, click and drag, and you get that. There is another thing in Excel. I'll just show you why this is important. If you do equals sum and you want the column data from column value 1 and column value 2, you can highlight them and hit close parentheses, enter, and get the value. But when you drag it over to do value 1 plus value 3, you end up getting value 2 and value 3. The way to fix this is when you write your first equation, you would want to put a $sign in front of the B, and what that says is hold the B column when I move it around, so it will always use the B column for that part. Another thing, when you are doing this, it automatically puts the semicolon here. You're going to want to change that to a comma if you want to skip value 2 when you drag it over, because the colon means from this to that, comma means this and that, so it'll ignore the step in between. And then you get value 1 plus value 3. Then you can just drag this down to get the value of each column, and it works pretty nicely. What else? There's also functions like if you don't want to have to type in long values like pi, you can just do that. Pi, open parenthesis, close parenthesis, enter, and you get the value of pi. Computer engineering people might find this handy. If you have a binary number and you want to convert it, there is a nice little function called bind to binary to decimal, binary to hexadecimal, binary to octal. And if you type that in, give it the value, you get the number that it corresponds to. Sometimes you might be using Excel on a worksheet and not know, or the Excel doesn't have a built-in function for it. What you can do is, if you don't have your developer tab, you can go to File, Options, Customize Ribbon, and check the developer box and hit OK. OK's might be off screen, but it's at the bottom. Hit that and you get your developer tab. Then you want to click on Visual Basic, and this will, let me just resize this real quick so you can see. You get this nice little box to, you're going to want to click on Insert, Module, and this is where you use Visual Basic code to write an equation that Excel can use in the future, or well, in your specific workbook. The format for Visual Basic is first you type formula to tell the computer what it is you want it to do. Then you want to give the function a name, like, we'll just do a simple one, multiply by 2. So there's the function name, and then we want to give it variable. We'll just give it a value. This would be the value from the cell that you would want to multiply by 2. And then hit enter to go to the next line. I'm sorry, I messed up. It's not formula that you want to type in, it's function. And then it automatically types in function so it doesn't go on forever. Inside the function you're going to want to type multiply by 2 again. And then hit equals. This is saying the function here is doing then what you type next. And you would want to type value times 2. And this says what the Excel program is going to do is it's going to take the cell that you put in the parentheses, which it will call value, put that number here, multiply it by 2, and feed it into the function, which will put it in the cell. And that's how that works. So then you're just going to want to save it and continue saving as a macro-free workbook. Do that again to make sure it worked. And then just close this, and now we should be able to multiply, if I can spell today, by 2, and we'll give it 9.23, and it multiplies it by 2. So that's how cell equations work in Microsoft Excel 2010. Thanks.